How many of you have ever had the thought, if I could go back to my past, I would, just so I could change some of the choices that I made? I thought about some of the things over this past week, and the more I thought about it, I said, ain't none of them necessarily real spiritual. I said, but I'm going to go with it. How many of you young people, and I want you to be honest, don't worry, your mom and daddy's not going to get mad at the way you answer this. How many of you think you're smarter than your mom and daddy? You'd know my daughter would be one of the ones that raised her hand. And you adults, if you're honest, you'd say the same thing. Growing up, I thought mom and daddy didn't know a thing in the world. If they had been as smart as I was, they'd have known everything. But then you get grown, and you have kids of your own, and you think the same thing. They think I don't know anything. But one day, young people, listen to me. When you get up in your 30s, 40s, and you get your own family, you look back and you'll say, Mom and Daddy actually knew what they were talking about. You won't realize it until then. I thought about I'd have spent more time with my grandparents. I can remember spending the night with them. On Saturday night, they'd get us up. Sunday mornings, they'd take us to church. There was something different as a kid going to church with your grandparents. It was just a feeling. Everything was better. Mom, I'm sorry, but this is the way it was. Grandma could fix supper. She fixed the same thing Mama fixed, but it was 10 times better than what Mama fixed. I'd applied myself better in school. I'd have thought more before I made certain choices. I'd listen more in church. And this is the one that got to me. I didn't get saved till I was 25 years old. I was raised in the church as long as I can remember. Raised to know right from wrong, but I made choices growing up through high school. We all did that we look back on now, and you regret. I asked Stephanie last night when she got home from work, I asked her the same thing. Is there anything you can go back and change? She said, I'd have spent more time with Granny. And she stopped for a minute. Brian gave me a copy of that tape from last week, that CD. There's a song on there, preacher them sing it. It's called The Prettiest Flowers Will Be Blooming. And she just started crying. I said, what are you crying about? She said, I can remember being at Granny's. And this is Roger and Gary's mama. She said, I can remember being at Granny's and she'd be in the garden. She said, every time she went in that garden and started weeding stuff out of it, she said she sung that song every time. If we'd all look back and we'd listen more to when the Lord was telling us something, more than likely we wouldn't go through some of the things we go through. It's hard to do sometimes, but like I said, you think you got the answer for everything, but when you think like that, you kind of put God on the back burner of everything. I know it wasn't nothing spiritual, but it was just a thought I had this morning. Brother Dan, will you pray for us?
Our Father,